And here we go. Match 4 of 4 of the final 8. I've been looking forward to this one because they're two pretty unique decks. The Paradox brothers are up against Taya Gardner. Who would have thought that Taya would have made it to the final 8? So we've got Taya's deck, which is full of mostly fairy types and, you know, equip cards, against the Paradox brothers, who have a bit of a unique deck because a lot of their anime monsters all need tribute summons. So putting their deck together was actually quite difficult. Alright, we're looking at the perspective of the Paradox brothers' hand, and he's drawn the Millennium Golem, Minamushi Warrior, Stone Armadillo, and Jirai Gumo, along with Magical Labyrinth, which is quite handy. So if Labyrinth Wall is drawn, the Paradox brothers will be able to get Wall Shadow to the field. So starting off with Stone Armadillo in defense mode, let's see what Taya has in response. There is Goblin Secret Remedy, that's a 600 point life point addition. And Taya has gone with the Hourglass of Courage. If this card is normal summoned or flip summoned, its original attack and defense are halved until the end phase of the next turn. After that it's doubled. So if Taya can keep that on the field for one turn, Taya's got a very strong... Oh, there's a Labyrinth Wall, along with Magical Labyrinth, although... Okay, it looks like the Paradox brothers want that Labyrinth Wall on the field. They could have gone with Minamushi Warrior to get that Hourglass of Courage off the field, which may have been the better option, but... And, oh, well, there you go. It wouldn't have actually mattered anyway. Taya had a Wabaku on the field, so that Hourglass of Courage is going to get double the attack, whether the Paradox brothers played Minamushi Warrior or not to attack. Alright, there's Magical Labyrinth. If anything, this might have been the best possible move from the Paradox brothers to get a defense on the field. 3000 defense. Taya will have a hard time getting through that. Jirai Gumo, that effect, you toss a coin. If you call it right, you get to attack. 4 stars, 2200, not too bad. If you call it wrong, your life points get halved. So Jirai Gumo is a terrible card. There's absolutely no way you could risk half your life points at the start of a duel. And would you believe it, there's Shadow Ghoul. 100 attack for each monster in the graveyard. Very, very useful effect. Alright, there's Jirai Gumo to the field. And end phase. So that Hourglass of Courage is at 2200, which is very, very strong. I would say that Paradox brothers are probably going to try and get as many cards, as many monsters to the graveyard at least, as possible to get that Shadow Ghoul's power up. There goes Jirai Gumo, that was in defense mode. And Paradox brothers have drawn a D-Spell. There is no spells on the field. So I guess the Paradox brothers are going to continue to try to grow that. There's 3 monsters in the graveyard already, so that would be a 300 point addition for the Shadow Ghoul, which is it's a 1600, 1300 defense. So it would be at 1900 right now if we got. So 3 more monsters to the graveyard, it will be stronger than Hourglass of Courage. Taya plays another face down defense and decides to destroy the Minamushi Warrior. Minamushi Warrior is another one that holds a special place in my heart from Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. If you fuse a rock and a warrior monster under 1300, you can get Minamushi Warrior, and he's not the strongest, but he's solid for the very early parts of the game. He is a monster that I would fuse quite often back in the day. Alright, Paradox brothers are in trouble here because their hand is consistent fully of high-level monsters that need a tribute. So if Wall Shadow gets eliminated by anything, big trouble. Now there's a Sangan. That's a very, very handy card for the Paradox brothers, especially in terms of getting that Shadow Ghoul to the field. Alright, back to Taya. And Taya has played Hoshiningen. All light monsters gain 500 attack and they lose 400 defense. That will put Hourglass of Courage to 2700. Now, if Taya's got any equip card, then Wall Shadow's Wall Shadow's not going to be able to last forever. There goes Sangan. And remember, Hoshiningen also decreases dark monsters by 400 attack, I think it is. Sangan is destroyed, so the Paradox Brothers can draw, even if it is a weak monster, they can draw one out from the deck. So yes, all dark types will be decreased by 400 attack. That's why you see Wall Shadow at 1200 attack instead of 1600, which will affect the Shadow Ghoul. It's almost going to undo all of the efforts of all the monsters in the graveyard. So good play, Guardian of the Labyrinth. And is that going to be a stalemate? Yeah. Get that Hoshiningen off the field. That's very, very good play from the Paradox Brothers. You don't want to leave Hoshiningen on the field with that effect. Malevolent Nuzzler. That's going to put Hourglass of Courage to 2900. Wall Shadows. Oh no. Oh, it's all over now. 3200. That is now stronger than Wall Shadow. And the Paradox Brothers are going to have a very hard time getting that Shadow Ghoul to the field now. We've only got Rock Ogre Grotto in the hand that can be summoned. There is a de-spell. And a remove trap. So Paradox Brothers in trouble now. That will get rid of Malevolent Nuzzler. Taya can pay 500 life points to have that turn to the top of the deck as well. Malevolent Nuzzler is a very good card, and that is exactly what Taya does. 500 points to put it back to the top of the deck. And the Paradox Brothers in big trouble. Rock Ogre Grotto is going to be set to the field. That will defend the life points for only one turn though. So we may be seeing another fairly quick duel here. And surprisingly, Taya could be going to the semi-finals. There's Malevolent Nuzzler back on Hourglass of Courage. That is back to 3200. That's almost stronger than the Gate Guardian. So to summon Gate Guardian, you need Sangar, Suijin, and Kazajin all on the field. There is the thing that hides in the mud. So Paradox Brothers still defending the life points, but it's only a matter of time. Although, if they do get Shadow Ghoul to the field, it will be quite strong. But getting it to the field is the issue right now. It still wouldn't be stronger than the Hourglass of Courage. It was a massive draw that Taya got on her first turn to get that. And Taya has played Maiden of the Moonlight. Still decides to attack with Hourglass of Courage. That is better technique because you are guaranteed a 1500 life point loss, but it looks like it's all coming down for the Paradox Brothers now. And there is Suijin, and you're basically going to call that a duel. This is the weakness with the Paradox Brothers deck. All of their anime monsters were high level. It was very difficult putting their deck together. I use mostly rock types for the lower level monsters. And Guardian cards, and just to put more insult to injury, there's an Elf's Light. It's now 3600 to that Hourglass of Courage. Alright, Maiden of the Moonlight attacks 3600 off 5000, so the Paradox Brothers will have 1400 points left. And it looks like this match is over. Unless the Paradox Brothers draw something, which they don't. Novox's Prayer, that's used to ritual summon Skull Guardian. Paradox Brothers cannot play any monsters to the field, and this duel is done. Taya is going to pick up the win in the final 8. And there we go. Well, it was a quick one, and which really does show that Taya's deck may be a little bit, just a little bit OP for starter decks. Although the Paradox Brothers deck may just be really weak as well. It's not suited for a regular field. They need their Labyrinth field like they did in the anime. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little skirmish between Taya and the Paradox Brothers, even though it was a short one. This is the last match of the Final Four, so let me pull up the tournament bracket and let's have a quick look at who is going to be in our semi-finals. Our Final Four is consisting of... And I have absolutely misplaced my tournament bracket. I know it's on the screen. I do understand that, but as I've added it in, I don't have it in front of me. Just bear with me one sec. There it is. Okay, so in our Final Four, we are going to have Yugi against Joey, that is a very, very ironic duel. That is the one that we're having for the semi-finals. They played in the final in the anime, but semi-finals in this is still cool. And we're going to have Taya against My Valentine, which also, that was also an anime duel. Taya played Mai in the in like a little exhibition match to get those star chips back for Yugi after he lost to Kaiba. So Taya versus Mai, Yugi versus Joey. It's two classic Duelist Kingdom matches being replayed in the tournament. So who will make it to the finals? It will either be Joey or Yugi playing against Mai or Taya. So, well, hope you enjoyed the duel today. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. These videos come out at midnight Western Australia time. So slot Perth, Western Australia in Google and match it up with your time zone if you need to know when it's coming out, if you want to catch it fresh. Otherwise, you know, it doesn't go anywhere. You can watch it at any time. Well, thanks for being here. Really do appreciate the support. The Yu-Gi-Oh series has been quite popular, so definitely going to do more. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, keep well, farewell.